everybody, hello from Londonist. We're right now in front of Sherlock Holmes Museum in Baker Street, 221B. Well, if you haven't heard about Sherlock Holmes, I don't know where you've been living, but I'm sure you know about him because he's the best and most famous fictional detective of all times. Many people believe that Sherlock Holmes is a real character because he's just too famous. So today we're going to talk about the facts that you might not know about Sherlock Holmes, and we're going to get into the details. Sherlock Holmes has an IQ of 190. In his book, The Intelligence of Sherlock Holmes and Other Three-Pipe Problems, British author John Redford used cases and stories to measure Sherlock Holmes' IQ, and it turns out to be 190. The Royal Society of Chemistry awarded him an honorary fellowship. In 2002, Sherlock Holmes became the first and only fictional character that was awarded an honorary fellowship by a society. The Royal Society of Chemistry awarded him for using chemical science to solve a crime. There are hundreds of societies around the world that is dedicated to his life. According to a source, there are 900 established societies, Sherlockian communities, that is dedicated to his life. The oldest society was founded in 1934, the Baker Street Irregulars. The character was killed off only to make an entry after a decade of break. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle killed off Sherlock Holmes in his last book, The Final Problem, that was published in 1893. He was killed by his archenemy, Professor James Moriarty. However, after a decade, in 1903, with a big pressure from the fans, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle wrote another book, The Adventure of the Empty House, and Mr. Holmes reappeared again in the story, and apparently he turns out to be faking his death. Sherlock Holmes sometimes used his homeless network for solving his cases. So generally, he worked with Dr. Watson on the cases alone, but sometimes he would use his homeless network, which he would call as friends he made, to give the news on the street and instantly the news about what happened. Sherlock Holmes was considerably rich. Although he was sharing the rent with his dear Dr. Watson in 221 Baker Street, he didn't actually have to share the rent. As far as we know, he was paid enough for his services from the Royal House of Scandinavia and the French government, leaving room for him to not work for the rest of his life. Although right now we're standing in front of the Sherlock Holmes Museum, which says 221B on his door, actually it's not the case. We are right now between 237 and 243. He is the most filmed human fictional character. So, according to Guinness World Records book, he appeared on 254 occasions on screen, which makes him the most filmed fictional character of all times. Sherlock Holmes was originally named Sherrinford Holmes. When Sir Arthur Conan Doyle was writing the first book, he considered the character's name to be Sherrinford Holmes. But then it was changed to Sherlock Holmes. Most possibly, the reason was Sir Arthur Conan Doyle was really into being a cricketer when he was a little child, and maybe it was because he was influenced by the names Shervin and Sherlock, two famous British cricket players. His knowledge about the solar system was below par. In a study where he was working on with Dr. Watson, he just becomes shocked when he hears that the Earth revolves around the sun. And also Dr. Watson gets shocked when he learns that Sherlock doesn't know about such a fact. But Sherlock Holmes tells him that he regrets learning about this and he would do anything to forget about this fact, because he explains that the human mind is empty and limited space to contain information, and it's up to you which information you want to have in your mind. So he doesn't fill his mind with anything that is not related to his work, which is a genius thing, I think. I had a lot of fun doing this video and talking about the genius Sherlock Holmes, and I hope you liked it too. Don't forget to subscribe and like the channel. I'll see you in the next video of Londonist. Take care.
Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to Londonist's YouTube channel.